you're even near the stage at this stage. I suppose the last year and a half has been quite difficult on everybody, and I suppose in fairness to Moraid and all involved with World Health and Mental Health Ireland, they've organised this event here tonight, so it's great to finally be back on a live performance, because I suppose in the last year and a half really we haven't done anything where there was an actual audience present, so it's great to see all of you here this evening, and we hope that you'll all be partaking and getting involved with us as much as possible over the course of the night. I know Donald and I did a small bit of a concert in the church here in Abbeyfeale on the 16th March before St Patrick's Day, and it was broadcast live from the church webcam at the time. And basically, for us to do, I think it was kind of a surreal experience. There was nobody in the building bar the priest and O'Mara at the time actually, and I suppose it's just very difficult to do because there's no interaction from yourselves. So it's great to see all of you here this evening, and we hope that you'll enjoy yourselves and sit back, relax, and enjoy the music and song and story and whatnot before the night's out. And I started off this evening and I said we were on a bit of a journey, but we're going to finish on another bit of a journey, because we're going to do a song called Will You Go or Lassie Go.
Oh, the summertime is coming, and the trees are sweetly blooming, and the wild mountain thyme grows around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go, let's hear everyone sing. And we all go together to the wide mountain thyme, all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go?
This is right on the road.
On Raglan Road of an autumn day, I saw her first and knew that her dark hair would weave a snare that I might one day rue. I saw the danger and I passed along the enchanted way, and I said, let grief be a fallen leaf at the dawning of the day.
And my mother is absolutely demented from listening to it for the last fortnight. So she's here again this evening, so unfortunately you're going to have to listen to it on one last occasion. But the song itself is a song, I suppose I heard it a couple of years ago, but I only really started listening to it 2 weeks ago last night, like I said. And it's done by one of my favourite singers, and those of you that are here this evening, or a lot of you that are here this evening, will know and will have heard me say on numerous occasions in the past that I'm a big fan of Tommy Fleming. And so much so that when I recorded my first album, I went to a man by the name of Conal Early up in Dublin, and Conal is one of the lead musicians in the Tommy Fleming band and produces and records a number of albums for him as well, which is exactly the reason I went to him. Now, when I say it's my first album, it's also my only album. But it just sounds so much better when I say it's my first. And Celine has about 100 of them out there in the hall. Oh, great. But anyway, long story short, Tommy Fleming has been doing a number of, I suppose, Facebook Live, these things that, personally speaking, they're alien to me. I've never done one of them, and not too terribly into it in general, but Tommy has done a number of different Facebook Live recordings and has put them out for people to see and, listen to over the last year and a half. And most of the time he did them with backing tracks, but 2 weeks ago they started doing a thing called Tunes from the Tavern, and they did it live instead from Conall. And they did this particular song, and I just thought it was a fabulous song, and I know I'd heard it a couple of years before that, but I'd never really paid it any major attention until that night. And one of the reasons that it kind of rang a bell with me on that night was, unfortunately on that day, 2 weeks ago yesterday, we lost in Abbeyfeale one of our, I suppose, older parishioners, and an absolutely fabulous lady by the name of Noreen Murphy. And we're great friends with the Murphy family, and Dave, her son in particular, he's been involved with us in music and things over the last number of years. And I happened to go to Noreen's funeral 2 weeks ago tonight, and tomorrow 2 weeks, listen to her funeral mass on the webcam from Abbeyfeale Church. But a member of her family gave a fabulous eulogy towards the end of the mass about Noreen. And one of the things that they said was, it just resonated with me majorly, and the minute they said it, they said Noreen was like a mother figure to a lot more people than just her own family, and more importantly, she was a friend to everybody that she ever met, be that young or old. And certainly from my perspective, I would have had a lot of dealing with Noreen and met her on numerous different occasions, and particularly so when I was involved with the Curtin Festival out in Brusna. And I know Margaret Curtin is in the audience down here tonight, and Noreen would have been very good friends with Margaret and vice versa as well. And Noreen loved nothing else than to be inside in the middle of a session, the first in and the last to leave. And no, I wouldn't know what time she left because I was never in the pub. But anyway, Noreen was loved traditional music and song, and I think this particular song, it just resonated with me when I heard this, and I thought it might be nice to dedicate it to her memory here this evening, and indeed to anybody that, your own members of family or friends or whatever that have sadly passed away over the last year and a half. So this song, ladies and gentlemen, is simply entitled Goodbye My Old Friend. Goodbye my old friend, your troubles are now over. Rest your weary bones, there's nothing left to do. Farewell my old companion, you will be remembered. And as you leave this world, I thought the world of you.